Good morning. I'd like to welcome you to my morning devotion. This morning I'd like to talk a little bit about the Psalms. And in preparation for the Psalm I'd like to share with you. In the Bible there are 77 Psalms that are labeled or classified as laments. And these are the ones that we've been praying a lot, in a sense. We keep asking the questions of God, why is this happening and how can this be? And God, you feel so far off. And all of those emotions that get described in important ways to help us to have that, to be honest with God with where we're at. And so we can ask also for what we need. And so that's the lament. And there are 77 of them in the Psalms, which is just a little over half. And it goes to show how important these times of sorrow or difficulty or struggle are in our life of faithfulness. One of the interesting things about the lament, though, is that it starts out with those deep, important questions of why. Where are you, God? Why is this happening to me? Why are we going through all of these things? But then, almost always, the lament ends with, but God, you were with me when? And all the thanksgivings and the counting of the blessings that God has expressed. On the rare occasion that the lament doesn't end with a thanksgiving, the very next psalm is a psalm of thanksgiving. And so we've been in this period of difficulty. We're adjusting to new norms right now as we are trying to figure out how to work from home, as we're trying to figure out how to be in community with one another, how to love and check up on one another, and and be intentional in very important ways. And, the fear, the anxiety, the concern for those we love or for ourselves and our own safety, especially for those who are working on those in those medical fronts and are at risk of contracting the coronavirus in a much more real way. So this morning, I wanted to give a psalm of thanksgiving. As I got up this morning and stepped out of my house, the sun was shining in the most beautiful way. And the birds were singing, and I closed my eyes and I just listened to all the different kinds of birds. I was hearing the red-winged blackbirds, and I was hearing the robins, and I was hearing the sparrows, and of course those deep-throated sandhill cranes, and the Canadian geese, and the robins and the cardinals, and this morning I also saw a couple of bluebirds, and I was just thrilled and delighted, and it filled me with thanksgiving. So our psalm for today is Psalm 100. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord is God, and that it is he that made us, and we are his. We are the people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him, bless his name. For the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever, and his faithfulness to all generations. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth, all those songbirds, all the commotion of the critters in the woods, even our lives, the commotion that we make in our daily lives and the love that we share. Let us rejoice and give thanks to God. So in the midst of this time of high anxiety, I encourage you to go outside and listen to the sounds of the earth. Listen for the birds to sing. Listen for the commotion of the critters in the leaf litter. Listen for the life happening around us. And give thanks to the Lord. Find ways in which you can count blessings on this day. Blessings that make you smile, that fill your heart with goodness, because the Lord is so good. Amen.